We recently shone a spotlight on the quirkiest quests from the Witcher games, quests that are far too weird to ever be adapted for film or television. Even if the popular Netflix show was based on the games and not the original books, this was the kind of baffling material we couldn't see getting the green light from Henry Cavill & co. That video drew a whole heap of suggestions from you folks for other deeply strange Witcher missions that also qualified as too weird for TV. So here are 7 more Witcher video game quests that are far too kooky to end up in the relatively serious Netflix show should they ever run out of source material from the novels. Enjoy, and beware some minor spoilers for Witcher side quests ahead.
My trial of the cheeses. Vesemir will get a kick out of this when I tell him. Not sure this could get any worse.
One key difference between the Witcher show so far and the CD Projekt Red games is the fact that in the games, Geralt has 2 swords strapped to his back. He's packing a steel one for killing people and a silver one for killing monsters.
Heard you wondering about my swords. Well, one's for monsters, the other for humans.
Sidebar Geralt, I'm pretty sure people will also die if you stab them with a silver sword. Don't think they're fussy. Anyway, in The Witcher 3, Geralt can add to his collection of swords with a new piece acquired during the quest of Darien Darkness. In this quest, Geralt happens upon the abandoned estate of a wizard called Aramas, who practices something known as tyromancy.
That stench. Ripe cheese. Seems Aramas was a tyromancer.
This sounds cool and magical, but is in fact the art of telling the future by looking at and smelling lumps of cheese. Venturing further into Aramas' dungeon reveals that the cheese he's using is far from fresh. Even a hardened Witcher like Geralt can only bear to be in its presence for a few seconds before suffocating.
What did he make this cheese out of? Necker milk? Need to be careful.
I mean, to be fair, this place has got to smell terrible, and that's before you factor in the enhanced Witcher senses. Should have bought some crackers, Geralt. Stuff your way through Aramas' stinky milk maze, though, and you get the opportunity to make off with the wizard's most precious treasure. This is a sword we assume is technically a big cheese knife that Geralt christens with a name befitting such a cheesy blade.
If this sword is as deadly as Aramas' cheeses, it's worth taking. Maybe I'll name it the Emmentaler.
Don't hold your breath for this turning up in the show, I'd say. Unless they score a lucrative product placement deal from Big Dairy.
Lost your key, ma'am?
No, not me key. Me pan.
In the last video, we mentioned the incredibly dull quest in which Geralt has to try and withdraw money from his bank account. Even that seems like a high-stakes life-or-death adventure compared to the quest A Frying Pan, Spick and Span, in which Geralt, the supernatural monster hunter with incredible skills beyond those of mortal men, is asked to retrieve an old lady's frying pan.
Never taken on a pan contract. Fine, I'll go in, look around.
Nice, you're probably thinking to yourself. I bet it turns out that this frying pan was some kind of shape-shifting monster that had assumed the form of a frying pan and was lying low until it went on a rampage and killed a bunch of people, and now it's up to me, the Witcher, to sort it all out and save the people from this unholy utensil. You might be thinking that, but CD Projekt Red certainly weren't, because the frying pan is just a frying pan and is in literally the first place you look for it.
The priceless frying pan. Scrubbed clean.
There is slightly more to this quest in that if you're interested, you can figure out what happened to the man who borrowed the pan, why he scrubbed it clean, and oh, hey, why there's a dead body here, uncovering a tale of espionage and betrayal. But honestly, who has time for that? Here's your frying pan, lady. Seeing as the Witcher Netflix show is based on the original novels rather than the games, it can be forgiven for not showcasing many of the more mundane aspects of maintaining a character in an RPG, such as buying supplies or min-maxing your gear for optimum witchering. This would explain why Henry Cavill is always wearing this armor set that looks like it has terrible stats.
Why not kill them?
Because then I am what they say I am.
Starter equipment for sure. What we certainly won't see is the live-action Geralt grinding to make money by killing a bunch of cows, harvesting their hides, meditating so that the cows respawn, and then repeating the process over and over again. Which is a shame, because that also means that we won't be seeing the Bovine Defense Force in action. The Bovine Defense Force was CD Projekt Red's answer to players exploiting a field full of cows in White Orchard for this exact purpose. Once you killed 6 docile, defenseless cows, a level 27 Chort would spawn to encourage you to, not do that. It kicks things up a gear from the Cuckoos in Zelda, that's for sure.
Oh, Sienna, a bloody long time it's been. You've changed.
Whereas you, not at all, big bad wolf. Though it seems you've started running with the wrong crowd.
And who should I run with, eh? Thumbelina? One shot and she's under the table. But, what brings you?
The world of The Witcher is full of witches and wizards and mythical beasts, sure, but it rarely tips over into full-on fairy tale territory. That is, except for in the next quest suggested by our commenters, Beyond Hill and Dale from The Witcher 3's Blood and Wine expansion. In this quest, Geralt has to enter a magical realm known as the Fable Sphere to retrieve a woman known as Cyanna, who has been hidden there for her own protection by her sister.
Whoa, that should be interesting.
The Fable Sphere, it transpires, was created for the sisters as a place for them to play when they were kids, which, it beats Chuck E. Cheese, no doubt. But without the supervision of the wizard who created it, the characters inside the Fable Sphere illusion have gone, how to put this, wrong.
A lost traveller? What's supposed to be here, sweetie?
I expected from the Wicked Witch and Big Bad Wolf, but I expected better from you, the three little pigs. On the plus side, you do get to ride a unicorn.
Reminds me of something altogether different.
Care to elaborate?
Rather not.
No one tell him what happened to the last unicorn we met.
Hello, Eskel. Wake up.
What happened?
Got sloshed, stewed, and 57 other varieties of drunk. That's what happened. Get up. Time to have a drink.
If the Witcher Netflix show ever wanted to branch out into spin-off territory, there are several other Witchers that we encounter throughout the books and video games, including Lambert and Eskel. These are two powerful monster hunters with one common weakness: large amounts of strong alcohol.
Leave me alone. I'm gonna puke. Three of us get together, always ends like this.
We discover this in the quest No Place Like Home, in which, depending on your choices, Geralt can spend some time bonding with his fellow Witchers. It turns out that even Witchers aren't immune to the urge to go drunk dialing in the middle of the night, even if they do use magical megascopes instead of cell phones.
Alright. How's this work? Well, twist here, turn there, and you gotta say something in Elvish.
Easy peasy, let's do it.
But with the impeccable logic of the very, very drunk, Eskel realizes that they might scare the ladies off because they are drunk men who don't look like these sorceresses another sorceress would expect to see on the megascope. Not a problem though, as Lambert, with the confidence of the very, very drunk, decides that they'll all pass for sorceresses if they just throw on some of Yennefer's clothes.
Now, I'll do the talking. You two fiddle with the crystals.
Also, they dial a wrong number.
What is this? Who's that?
So sorry. We were never here.
Gods!
On second thought, maybe hold off on that Lambert and Eskel spin-off.
Prissy told me you ought to putting on a play. Were you playing the lead?
I'm not the lead.
Oh, I thought to myself, I'd sooner shave my beard than miss that. Tell me, Witcher, are you going to wear hose and a codpiece?
Calm, Geralt. You must focus your mind before you go on stage.
Whatever you think of Henry Cavill's acting in the Netflix show, there's no denying that there's a lot of it. And it must be said, he's definitely a better actor than the video game version of Geralt, as we discover in the Witcher 3 quest that plays the thing. Ostensibly a scheme to put on a play about himself that will draw a shapeshifter out of hiding, this quest spirals out of control when Geralt is dragged into promoting the show, hiring security for the theatre, and even making casting decisions.
Role's yours. Talent and experience trump looks in my book.
I'm honoured. I shall give it my all.
Of course, there's only one person who can play the role of the Witcher. This is a shame because Geralt plays himself, a job you think he'd be okay with considering he already does it 24 hours a day, with all the pizzazz and enthusiasm of someone reading a hardware catalogue at gunpoint.
To slay beasts most foul, 'twas for this I was made. I kill as my calling, not just to get paid.
That said, let's hope the Netflix show's writers haven't seen this quest, as it might give them ideas about how to deal with their critics.
It's already, big boy!
You see that knoll beyond the village? Weren't a thing there for centuries. Till one day we awoke, bam! There were a tower atop it. Then all of a sudden lightning started pounding down. As if the Noggle Fair itself was sailing in. Hasn't stopped to this day.
The Witcher quest, called the Tower Outta Nowheres, is especially ill-suited for adaptation in any other medium because the entire thing is a none-too-subtle dig at the specifically video game practice of overbearing digital rights management, or DRM. In the world of The Witcher, however, DRM stands for Defensive Regulatory Magicon, and here it is a magical defense system that stops a wizard from living in a wizard tower that he bought pre-owned.
This tower was to be my new home. Bought it at an auction, you see.
Luckily, Geralt has access to Gottfried's Omni-Opening Grimoire, a magical book that can defeat the DRM. This grimoire happens to share its initials with GOG.com, a service that offers DRM-free access to games and is a wholly owned subsidiary of Witcher developer CD Projekt. I guess we should consider ourselves lucky that even the most draconian real-world DRM doesn't make you fight a monstrous golem to access your second-hand video game. Still, there's nothing stopping Netflix adding a storyline that's a thinly veiled dig about something more specific to their own business. Maybe Geralt has to fight a race of giant women and their leader, Amazon Prime. I'm just spitballing here.
Gottfried's treatise proved highly useful. It's over. Had you not arrived, I'd still be in that cage, surely. It's a trifle, but take it, please. Proof of me gratitude.
There you have it, 7 more weird and wonderful Witcher quests as suggested by you, the commenters, that we're confident we'll never see in the comparatively straight-laced Witcher Netflix show. Got another suggestion? Or did you too want to let us know how the Netflix show is based on the Witcher novels by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski? Pop it in the comments below, and like and subscribe for more videos like this from Outside Xbox. Thanks for watching!